Under de sista 20-30 åren så har vi förlorat flera 100 000, kanske miljoner växtsorter. Och det är genetiskt material vi har förlorat för alltid.
I think of diversity as giving us options. And when we look at the future, and we look at a future in which we have to produce more food with less land, less water, probably less nutrients in the form of fertilizers, and in the context of climate change, options are what we need.
Svalbard, 61,000 square kilometers of Arctic desert. Snow, ice, cold, permafrost immediately below the surface. The perfect freezer for the storage of green diversity. Inside the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, backup copies of seeds from the world's most important food crops are stored. Agriculture today depends on just a few different food crops. Wheat, maize and rice alone make up as much as 60%. Around the world, only about 150 different species are cultivated on a large scale. These figures hide an important fact. Within each species, there is a great range of variation. You can see it in the color, shape, size and taste. But most important is what you can't see. Different nutritional content and different capacity to tolerate cold, drought, pest attack and illness. This biological diversity is the result of nature's own mutations and our systematic choice of seeds with the properties we want to encourage. This genetic inheritance may provide the basis for providing enough food to the world's growing population. Right now, it's beginning to disappear.
Valvet här på Svalbard är en del av ett globalt system för att rädda de genetiska resurserna för framtiden. Valvet ligger placerat här på Svalbard av väldigt många olika skäl. Klimatiskt är det nästan till idealt. Det är kallt, det är permafrost, det är -4 till -6 grader kontinuerligt inne i berget. Det är en arktisk öken, det är torrt, vilket är väldigt bra för bevarande av frö. Svalbard är den ideala placeringen för ett globalt frövalv.
Svalbard's global seed vault is built to withstand an extreme future. Even if all the ice on Greenland were to melt, the vault lies safely above estimated sea levels. The vault is blasted from solid rock and the halls reinforced with concrete. Here, 120 meters inside Plateau Mountain, the permafrost and the rock are stable. The natural temperature is -3.5 degrees all year round, but this is not cold enough, for seeds need -18 degrees for long-term storage. That's why the mountain rock around the storage halls was mechanically frozen down before any seeds were brought in.
Det är många orsaker som gör att valvet är så säkert. Det är ett byggtekniskt väldigt avancerat projekt. Det är geografiskt, det är politiskt, det är klimatiskt ett väldigt stabilt område. För vi måste kunna garantera högsta möjliga säkerhet för fröna. För här inne ligger något av det viktigaste vi har för människans överlevnad. Det här är säkerhetskopiorna av ris, av majs, av korn, av vete, av råg, av ärtor, av bönor. Mer än 720 000 fröprover och mer än 4 000 arter. Alla de viktigaste matplantorna i världen. Fröna här inne, de ägs av den genbank som har deponerat fröna. Norge äger anläggningen och står för driften. Men bara den genbank som har deponerat material kan få ut sitt material härifrån och använda det.
Now, all the seeds are stored safely here, each with its own story to tell.
Amaemba ase etabe saba mataba ne boke se sa kuyeti kyo musi maemba na re ndagera enkongu ase chindagera chons e ko brokari kune chindagera anga chons mbusura ya maemba uchi kusimeka mano kigimekera maemba asimekirwe amete tunabona yari mogondo iga dalio goja kwanya ligereria kwareria amete buya kubwirinde kwamenya kurwaroro wacho watiga ya mutwe watiga ya nyuma wacho ra mande
Kuaro sile bakara kana na mapera lenga mutu tuero peche kona kolia. Erongoria boro eguna koero shebi.
mente nyaro pia ya mamba makegoja mente bisa ya mamba.
Farmers are really the custodians of biodiversity. Farmers have been growing their crops and throughout the process they have been selecting seed. They do not grow all the seed that they hold. They tend to save some seed just in case the season fails. Behaving like that, they have ensured that biodiversity, their biodiversity is not lost. There are several challenges that Kenyan farmers face when it comes to crop production. With the changing climate, seasons are now becoming more and more unreliable. As if that is not enough, there are other biotic stresses that the plants they grow. Diseases, pests. Again, these are becoming more and more severe with the changing environment. When you get new challenges, new diseases coming in, it is in the seed bank that you get the germplasm that you need to develop other varieties that now will be able to address that problem.
There are around 1,400 known gene banks around the world. These are active collections. That is to say, they are regularly used by plant breeders and farmers to develop new, better varieties. The same happens in Norway. At Stour Research Centre outside Hamar, breeders use traditional plant varieties to develop new types of grain, potatoes and berries for the tough Norwegian climate.
Foredling av matplanter det er en lang og omstendelig prosess. Et av de overordnede målene det er å kombinere gode gener for de gode egenskapene som vi er ute etter, og prøve å kombinere dem inn i en og samme planten. Den så fin ut, den tar vi en prøve av. Og det er ikke alle som tenker på at det er variasjon i sorter, og at det er en prosess for å lage det materialet som vi har å spille på. Men det er altså et nitidig arbeid for å hele tiden forbedre sortsmateriale. Grunnlaget for foredlingsarbeidet i veldig stor grad er basert på den langsiktige prosessen fra de gamle landsortene, med oppbygging av egenskaper kontinuerlig. Og genbankene sin rolle har hele tiden vært å ta vare på opprinnelsesmaterialet, altså de landsortene, de mellomproduktene og de gamle sortene som er utviklet etter hvert. Det globale frøhvelvet på Svalbard, det er jo i særdeleshet en siste skanse på et vis. Men den daglige foredlingsprosessen er nok ikke avhengig av den, for det er det de bruksgenbankene som skal ta seg av. Så vi håper faktisk ikke at vi skal ha behov for den praktiske bruken av frøhvelvet, men at det skal være den store sikkerheten for fremtiden.
The materials that gene banks conserve are not in a museum. They're utilized from time to time. And in the process, the sample is depleted. So when the sample size becomes small, you need to go out and regenerate to bulk it, make the materials still available for other use.
Seeds are first registered and cleansed of all impurities. After drying for 3 weeks at 20 degrees, germination capacity is checked. More than 80% of the seeds must germinate to make storing them worthwhile. Then the seeds are packed in bags and put in long-term storage at -18 degrees. Seeds are living matter. They need stable, controlled storage to remain capable of germination. This makes gene banks vulnerable. Power cuts, financial cutbacks, natural disasters or conflicts can have dramatic consequences.
Other than the high cost of maintenance of the facilities, the Kenyan Gene Bank has not faced any other challenge. But I'm aware in our neighboring country, Somalia, when they had the war, the Gene Bank was invaded.
There are around 1,400 known seed collections around the world. Many of these lie in politically unstable regions or in areas prone to natural disasters. Every year, significant seed collections are lost.
The Svalbard Global Seed Vault provides us with the opportunity of maintaining a backup copy of the materials that we are conserving here. Just in case we lose our materials through a natural disaster or anything, we can get the samples back.
Scientists in Kenya are preparing a new consignment of seed to Svalbard.
This time we are sending seeds of cowpeas, pigeon peas, finger millet, and the 500 accessions of sorghum that we have just bulked with one of our farmers, Mr. Chris Santos Amenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be welcome on board this flight to Amsterdam. We expect nice flying weather, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Seeds to be stored in the vault on Svalbard first come to Oslo for temporary storage. When enough seed boxes have been collected, they are sent north to storage in the vault.
Westlock 296 check, Mike 099, wind 08022 knots, runway 3.
Some years ago, some of the large seed banks in the world got together and they inquired of the Norwegian government if the government of Norway could look at the feasibility of establishing a seed bank here to provide them with a safety backup and insurance policy for their collections. Previous to that, there had been some discussion of doing that, but we didn't have any kind of international legal framework. However, the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources had been passed, And so all of a sudden, we had the conditions for international cooperation, the rules for having such a facility. And Norway noted that and decided to establish this facility. Like everything in the world, you always need a plan B. What if something goes wrong? And Svalbard is the answer for that. If something goes wrong in any of the seed banks around the world that are conserving crop diversity, we have a backup copy here.